morning. Welcome to class this month. Let's hang out again. So you may remember this from being a really fun favorite theme of one of our weekly classes with Rachel Piper. So you'll see her on the reformer again, and she'll be playing with those hands in different positions and how they can help us, and or maybe they're distracting us. So what I'm excited about is there's a lot of ways we can make sure our hands, our grip strength is being strengthened on the Cadillac and tower. We won't do the hanging pull-ups, but if you have a Cadillac, I'm going to suggest you do that. And also how our wrists and hands can actually take us out of our center on the Cadillac and tower. So be mindful. I am, while I love to play with hand positions, I'm never going to have you take your thumb with your fingers on like push through bar, roll back stuff, just because I don't want things to slip out of your hands. So as you get creative with this, just be mindful of safety, okay? So first we'll start with your push through bar, no spring. Yeah, so feet on the poles. If you are not warmed up, then I would even say knees more bent than you think. I go ahead and just make a fist around this bar and reach the bar up, 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 shoulders in the ears. And then shoulders out of the ears and loosen the grip strength. And then squeeze it really tight. And then shoulders down and relax. So I'm not letting my fingers go, but I'm not taking this bar and squeezing it for dear life. And reach, 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 reach. And relax. Okay, find something between not using your hands and using them too much. And then round back. You want the bar to be able to slide through your hand. Slides the wrong way. Rotate through your hand. So reach up and then pull the waist back so that your wrist can stay straight. So you don't want your head and neck to do different things. But before we add the spring where everything can go a little haywire, look at those wrists. They should remain straight the whole time. Pinky side of your hand on the bar at all times. 2 more. Last one. All right. Add your spring from above. And same thing. Can you let the bar rotate in your hands? Or are you squeezing so tight that you have to bend your wrists? Now go ahead and let your fingers be long and together. Your thumb is still wrapped around. Pinky side of the hand is there. Does that help you? Get those arms to be on your back. Last one. You can do long fingers or wrap them. Whichever gave you pickle jar opening hands. Okay, so go ahead and leave your bar the way it is. And we are, unless it's going to be in the way of your legs, but we are going to do some arm springs. So with your arm springs, the further you are away from your springs, the harder it is. Knees bent. I like to do fingers long and together. But if it's hard for you to keep your pinky side of the hand onto the handle, I understand a fist. If you're using those like foot loops, be really mindful that your hand is flat and not turning to the side. And then with your fingers long and together, go ahead and press your arms down and lift your arms back up and press them down and lift. And now to borrow something from Rachel's, first, let's hang out, work out. Wiggle your fingers as you press your arms down, and then wiggle them back up, and wiggle them to go down, and wiggle them to come up. One more time with the wiggles. Okay, so we don't want them spread out and stressed out. We also want them to be nice and long and together, but not like, oh my God, I'm squeezing for dear life. There's nothing to squeeze between your fingers, but just touching your fingers together. Draw circles, 5 circles each direction. And then reverse. And if you can, take a little peek. Are your wrists straight or did they bend on you? If they're bending on you, it doesn't actually matter what you're doing with your fingers. You're not going to be able to connect to your back. Okay, so we want to keep the wrists straight so we can turn the forearms on. And that way our fingers can be with muscles. Okay, so I just scooted back a little bit to make my life a little easier for the tricep press. Squeeze the elbows in, and then go ahead and do 2 where you wiggle the fingers. And then 2 with your fingers long and together. And then wrap your hands around the handles and do 2. Which one made you feel it more in your back? The fist one made me feel it more in my forearms. The wiggling fingers got me out of attention to my elbows. I liked long fingers together, but I think it's fun. I think it's fun, right? Elbows wide, arms wide, hug in and open. Go ahead and make fists for 2. And then long fingers for 2. All right, slide. I would slide back because we're gonna do the 100. So we're gonna curl our head and chest up. You can do it without the arm springs if you want. Legs long on the mat. They can lift, you can keep them down. It's kind of up to you and your body. So fingers long and together and pump your arms vigorously. So the pinky side of your hand should be into your handle. Wrists are straight. Elbows are long, not locked. You can take your legs as high as you need to connect more to your center. Some days I have to take them up here. 2 more cycles of breathing. And then lower everything down. Let your handles go. Little Claire castanets. Let the fingers, so do a little tap. So finger to thumb and then pinky to all the way the pinky to the thumb. So just tapping your fingertips and just giving them a little moment. Okay. Woo. Roll up, grab that push through bar. So lying on your back, neck is underneath the bar. Little shave action here. So again, you can grip this with dear life and it could be too loose and it feels like you're going to lose the bar. And then there's kind of a happy medium that feels like you and the spring are working together. Bend the elbows, reach it back. Go ahead and take your shoulders off your back and then put them back on your back and then bend your elbows wide and lift the bar up and then pull the bar back and lift the bar up and pull the bar back. So you should feel that bar rotate in the hands, yes, and then lift everything up and then try 3 shaves with your fingers wrapped around and then 3 shaves with your fingers along, thumbs pinching. Ooh, that's interesting. And then roll it down. I would wrap your fingers to reach the bar back and then roll up. And then whichever grips allowed you to feel the most connected to your hands and arm back connection, hold that as you lower and lift your legs 5 times. And then roll it all the way down. And then roll it all the way up. And again, the one that made you feel the most connected. I'm not saying it's the easiest. And then hold. I wrap my fingers around to take the bar back behind me. Big stretch. Go ahead and roll up to put the bar away. Okay, let's let those arms technically have a break, but not really. I'm going to put my push through bar away. Single leg springs. So my entire life of teaching and knowing Pilates, I have just watched people let the arms be a little bit lazy here. Letting the hands be a little bit lazy. And, that's not going to help us open up any jars or even hold a dog leash, really. So the hands are on the vertical poles. You can be either bent to about 90 degrees or towards straight. And then we don't want to lock the elbows, but we also don't want to be like, eh. So I like to wrap my thumbs around the bar. And then if you're new to this feeling of reaching from your back, go ahead and pull for a sec, just like indirectly pull. Okay, you feel that? Now feel that same thing as you push from those same muscles. And then reach. The spring is on the opposite leg. Reach the knee in and out 5 times. So you normally focus on what the leg is doing. I don't care. This month, I want you to think about what your arms are doing. Are your elbows staying up or are they falling to the sides? And then keep the leg out there and go down and up.